green tractor, Lance Little out of Tuscaloosa, Illinois. He ran here a little earlier today. We just got finished with the super stock class. This is the pro stock class now. If you're wondering what the difference is, well, basically in the pro stock class, your tractor has to look basically from the exterior like it did as if it were coming off the factory line. You can go inside and tinker with it, do anything you want. You can't hang a turbocharger on it. You're allowed one. The super stock tractors, the difference there is you gotta start with the stock block, and basically after that, whatever you think you're big enough and bad enough to do, you can get by with. In a nutshell, that's the difference between a pro stocker and a super stock. This is the pro stock class. Lance Little, the gangrene tractor out of Tuscaloosa, Illinois. He grabs himself a handful of throttle and off he goes. Mr. Lance Little, the gangrene tractor out of Tuscaloosa, Illinois, our first puller tonight. We'll see what he wants to do with that pole. Again, the first puller of each class has the option to either take that pole or drop it and come back later on. Looks like he's shaking his head. I believe he is going to like what he sees. We'll wait for official word, though.
Well, with our pole.
Lance Little went 267.31, 267.31.
So apparently we might have a 310 flow per pull. It's what we might be looking at here, right at 310 for full pull. So we'll wait to see from our friends what they decided to do.
That was Bill Miller, the cruising mule. He had a good run here today, and he had to shut her down because he was getting awful close to that out of bounds line. Again, the tractor must stay in bounds. The sled can touch the out of bounds line if it wants to, but the sled must, the tractor itself must stay in bounds. And he thought he was getting a little close and had to shut her down.
All right, the full pull will be 310, so we have two. This truck originally was owned by a guy by the name of
Bill
Mark
Miller,
Hathaway out of
281.20,
Pennsylvania. It was built by the Humco engineering people on the chassis. The machine then was, the body was done by Art Hathaway. Art quit pulling for a while, went back to mini rods. Then we happened to see Art a few years ago, actually in Louisville. We come down here every year for the frog follies here at the fairgrounds, and now Art's gone into street rods. But Darrell Liver bought the machine from him, and then now Darrell has sold it to Randy Brown.
The Ag Corrales 9650, Travis Doman from Winchester, Kansas. I don't think he has enough to take over first place, but he's down here.
I'll tell you what, this is a nice running truck, folks. The young driver out of North Carolina is very, very tough. And girls, I want to tell you something. He's a nice looker, and he's single, too. He likes me to tell everybody where he's going. He's very, very single. But he's out of Camden, North Carolina. Him and his father pull all over the country, Dan.
Looking to the sled. Carl Smith out of Greenfield, Indiana.
265.16, 265.16.
He's taking home some prize money more than once from the Vanderbilt County Fair. He's going to try and do it again tonight. While we have just a second, let's say thanks again to some of our sponsors like Raven Tire, also Blankenberger Brothers, and Poseyville John Deere. Thanks to all those guys for their help tonight. Back to the track. We have a Case IH on the line. That's from Greenfield, Indiana. It's Carl Smith. He builds up the RPM on the tractor, and here we go. wait for an official distance, but he has passed 300. Well, tonight we've seen John Deere,
Carl Smith on a full pull.
looking to line on the pro stock side now, the NF Express on Matthew Ferguson. This is Jeff Robush out of Westfield, Indiana. He had some problems earlier today when they ran this class. Let's see if he's got his stuff together. He can move the NF Express on down the line. He has a green flag. Jeff Robush on the NF Express. Well, Jeff got a little bit of it lined out. He had a little bit better run than he did this afternoon. Still, he's going to be a little bit short of running with the leaders tonight.
Here's your full distance for the Theobalds, 299.95, 299.95. Let's give him a nice round.
Bigger boys, when they ran this class earlier this afternoon, and if he put this stuff together, he could get right down here and make them sweat again. Kevin Masterson, the River Rat out of Grandview, Indiana. What do you think, guys? Can he do it? How about a little hometown support here for Kevin Masterson, the River Rat out of Grandview, Indiana. Grab their hands on the throttle and here we go. Boy, Kevin got all out of that 60-30 he could. He was pushing it and bouncing, trying to get a little bit more throttle, but he had a handful of it, and that's all she'd go. He is right down there. He's running with the big boys, but he is just a little bit shy, I believe, of that full line. He may, however, take over second place. We will see.
Him down right now, blower belt, folks. Now that is what you call the power mainly of that machine. The blower belt controls the air, pulls that air down through the injectors. It mixes with that fuel, and that's what makes that 2,000 horsepower. When the blower belt breaks, your engine, you might as well hang it up. And they had one heck of a run going, folks. Let's give them a nice round of applause. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? The Tatum family.
Here we go. Tim Kissel, the Green Extreme Tractor out of Richmond, Indiana. Extreme Tractor, actually owned by Mike Sarver up there in Richland, Indiana. Mike, by the way, you may not recognize him, but he has a hunk of land that has really been in the news here of late, or as I say, he had. So the old Kissel Homestead is going to be the new home of the T100 pickup trucks up there in Gibson County.
Here's your full distance for Foolish Pleasure with the blower belt problems, 274 and 72, 274. 0.72, 274 and 72. All right. Well, we've got a good show over here tonight, no doubt about it. Absolutely a great program here in two-wheel drive as well as pro stock. And we continue on here at the Vanderbilt County Fair. Man, I just wanted to come down this fair. It's great. The food, the people, the fun. I come to this fairgrounds and street rides every year for the last couple of years for the Frog College, have a great time.
Hey, Tom Harmon, the Revolution Instructor. Tom Harmon, he's down there knocking on the door. Right now, the man on the bubble as far as coming back in the pull-offs is Kevin Masterson. He's sitting there at 292.72. Tom Harmon going to try and bump him out of there and move into third position. As we said, the top three will come back and compete in the pull-off. The top three, regardless of distance, will come back and compete in the pull-off.
Here's your pull distance now for the Theobalds, and give him a nice round of applause, folks. 299.17, 299.17, 290.
Lawrence Clyde, the Green Gate Deer out of North
290.65.
He grabs himself a handful of throttle, goes the black smoke, here comes the flame, and here comes the tractor. Tell you what, these boys from northern Ohio, whenever they come down here, they come down to do some tractor pulling. They take this sport serious up there. That's where you'll probably find some of the best tractors in the nation, in that northern Ohio area. And we're glad to see them on the pro stock side. The good news is we are taking the top
Larry
three.
Klein with 299.93. 299.93.
Pull off as of right now. And he puts Mr. Tim Kissel on the bubble. Right now we have another green one standing up there at the starting line. This is the Iron Dragon. Another one out of northern Ohio. Whoa, he's right down there. Tell you what, these boys from northern Ohio come down here to move some earth, don't they? This man could change that.
All right, now he bumps
Larry Shope with
John Heilman at 301.53, so he goes into the number 3 spot. 301.53. He has bumped Heilman out of the program at 301.53. Greer Hamilton moves into the number 3 spot at 301.53.
Okay, we have the Rampage tractor, Kevin Shoemaker out of Louisville, Ohio. He is up there at the starting line with the John Deere. He revs up the RPMs on it, throws the black smoke to it, grabs a handful of throttle, and here we go. And he's right down there in contention for the pull-off spot. 297 is what he needs to beat to get into the pull-off. And we are awfully close. I have been corrected. His name is Schmucker, as in the jelly.
Hamilton at 301.53. Those are your top 3 trucks right now in the 2-wheel drive truck category.
Kevin Schmucker with 293.55.
Mike Nepper, he comes to us out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. He has the Buck Eater tractor. So we're going to go one more tractor here. This is going to be Mike Nepper, the Buck Eater out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. He has the green flag, checks out the track, finds the spot he wants, and takes care of that. Mike Nepper, the Green Gate Deer, is not going to get down there in contention for the pull-off. Again, these tractors tonight, if you haven't seen a measuring crew and wondering what's going on, they are being measured by laser. The laser is down there in the northwest corner of the grandstand. They shoot a laser off the edge of the sled, off the reflectors on the sled, and it bounces back to the guy back there running the laser and tells him just how far each tractor is gone. That way we don't have to have a whole bunch of guys. Speaking of class people, we'd like to thank some of our class sponsors like American Cyanoman and Monsanto. Thanks to those people for their help in making tractor pulling possible. Also, a big thank you to J.L. Farm Equipment and Rudolph Brothers for the contributions they made in tractor pulling here tonight to the Vandenberg County Fair.
Yeah, very good.
Slinger T right there out of Illinois.
Okay, this is Tim Overmeyer. He's going to try and get into the pull-off on the pro stock side. Right now, we're looking at Carl Smith, Lawrence Klein, and Tim Kissel. Tractor in the pro stock class going through the pull-off. Before this tractor pulled, the three tractors in the pull-off were Carl Smith, Lawrence Klein, and Tim Kissel. Mr. Kissel was on the bubble, and Tim Overmeyer is right down there. And from this angle, it don't look good for the Evansville out of Lucas, Ohio.
Tim Overmeyer had a full
He
pull.
made his first pull ever in Evansville County. He's been on the circuit for a while. But all of his other friends up in northern Ohio said, hey, there's this place down in southern Indiana called Evansville. You ought to come down there and pull with us. He came down earlier this afternoon, made his first pull ever here. Now he's going to try to make his second pull effort. Actually, no, he can't change. It's going to be two Redwoods in agreement no matter what happens, no matter which Greenwood it's going to be. If it's going to be this green tractor, or if it is going to be the Lawrence Klein tractor on the North Canton, Ohio. Here we go, and Evansville, Lucas, Ohio. The nameless tractor in Evansville out of Lucas, Ohio. So he's not going to get down there into the money, or he'll be in the money, he just won't be down there in the pull-off.
Well, I think we've got the Stephen Bunnings machine now fired up out of Golden Gate, Illinois. The Mopar Madness machine will be coming in next. Yes, it will.
Steve is used to pulling on the stands. It looks like the crowd favorite tonight is going to be the John Deere, who hopes to ride on Lawrence Klein out of North Canton, Ohio. He's going to have to take on the man at the starting line, Carl Smith, in the Midnight Express, and also the man who won this class earlier today, Tim Overmeyer. Right now, the track belongs to Carl Smith, though, and the Midnight
Kansas Jayhawker out of Butler, Kansas, folks, right there. Actually, Butler, Missouri. Just pull LD, left the circuit for a while. Former super stock puller, and he got into two-wheel drive. He pulled two-wheel drive for years. He sold the majority of his equipment. He went racing in top alcohol dragster on the NHRA Tour. He decided he did not like drag racing after a while. It was too tough, too competitive. He missed the sport of truck and tractor pulling, and he came back, built another two-wheeler. Last weekend, he was first on Friday night at Chapel Hill, Tennessee, the Kansas Jayhawker. Let's see if he shook the Roush. Willie Sturtslinger, the thoroughbred of Randy Brown, the Golden Thunder of John Howland, and the Kansas Jayhawker of LD Nation. So those 6 trucks at this time are in the pull-off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we were told it was 310.
Back on the pro stock side, John Deere fans, helping out. Lawrence Klein is in the the Green Gate Deer out of North Canton, Ohio, have moved into first place on the pro stock side.
Here's your full distance now for Roland Barr, 295 and 36, 295.36, 295.36. All right, and then the Kansas Jayhawker. I think that's the way that we're pulling here tonight.
Larry Klein's distance in the pull-off is
and he was the big winner on Saturday night at Chapel Hill last weekend, the Super Bowl of the South. Chapel Hill, Tennessee, at the Lions Pole down there, and that will be the Irish tee of David Walsh, coming to the starting line of Boston, Wisconsin.
Back on the pro stock side, this is Tim Overmeyer. He won the class this afternoon. Big Red fans, he needs your help. Lawrence Klein and the Green Gate Deer holding down first place at 283.14. Help him out. Any international fans think he can take it home tonight? Here we go. He's close. Hey, this is going to be close. I hope the laser man hasn't had anything in that water he's drinking down there, because we're going to need every bit of that laser to find out who won this one. Tim Overmeyer, the Sand Hill Binder, the International 1466. He is real close to that 283.14 mark set by Lawrence Klein and the Green Gate Deer. This is more exciting than waiting for the decision on the Mike Tyson fight.